Please bet on football games.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Please Bet on Football Games podcast. I am your host Alex, here with the on-air talent Joe. Joe, how are we doing?
We spent the first hour of the podcast talking about baseball and hockey and working out. So an hour ago when we began potting, I said, dude, I have so much energy. I am ready to go. And now I'm starting to lose it.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The MLB gambling scandal there's too much intrigue. I had to go too deep.
And I had to tell you about the punching bag in my new gym.
That's life. Want to talk about some football now?
Let's talk about football.
So, last week, also not good. I don't know how your personal week went, but the pod did poorly.
I narrowly escaped with my life. I made $817.56 betting on football on Sunday, or, in week 10. Let's cut right to the fucking chase. This is all your fault.
Go ahead. Explain.
I fucking asked you, are we going to use the Broncos as our leg, or are we going to use the Bills as our leg? And you said the Bills, and I said, okay. And we did. And the Bills, shitting themselves would be too much of an understatement. Self-immolation is close, but it's not quite as gruesome as I'm trying to paint a picture of. That's when you light yourself on fire, kids, like the guy on the cover of the Rage Against the Machine album. But it was bad and dumb, and it reminded me almost exactly of the Bills game in Miami, I want to say 4 years ago, when just like the Bills were dominating left and right, but just Josh Allen kept on throwing a pick or fumbling every single time they had a chance to win the game. The Bills absolutely were the better team. They absolutely deserved to win. The Dolphins didn't score after the first fucking quarter. However, everything went wrong. Everything was frustrating. And that leg, okay, so we were minus 3.29 units on the week, right?
Yes.
If we had picked the Broncos as our leg instead of the Bills, we'd be up. Well, that's the other thing. If we had simply bet the Rams without the Bills as our leg, or we had picked the Broncos instead of the Bills, we would be up 2.44 units on the week. This is all your fault.
One, you're the one that wanted the leg. Two,
true.
I want to go back and check those tapes because I don't know if what you recounted was true.
That part, you picking the Bills instead of the Broncos is true because I actually originally, for my personal bets, I teased the Rams down to minus 1.5, $4,000 parlayed with the Broncos money line, and then because I don't trust Bo Nix, I did the exact same thing also with the Bills. I won the Broncos one, which I did before we recorded, and I lost the Bills one, which I did after we recorded. I also parlayed the Colts on a live bet money line with the Bills. There's another $6,000 I should have won, another $4,000 I should have won, but didn't. So I lost $8,000 because the Bills self-poop immolated, and the pod lost a net 5 units because the Bills hate us and want us to feel bad feelings.
Yeah, we haven't been able to get on the right side of them.
But other than that, other than the Bills fucking us to death, we actually kind of nailed this week.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so let's do this the right way. We bet 11 units. We lost 3.29 units. We'll just go through each bet. First of all, we had Cleveland over the Jets, minus 2.5. That was a half unit bet. I mean, if Cleveland doesn't give up 2 punt return touchdowns, but such is life. Betting on bad teams, they do bad team things. But I mean, like 1, fine. 2, that's BS.
Like on one hand, I am kind of at the point where I'm ready to say, you know what? Shedeur can't be less interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck it. I think Shedeur would be terrible, but at least it'd be kind of fun. But yeah, no, our friends over at Sportfolio Kings with their drive quality model, which I actually do love, and I'm not just they don't pay me. Brett over at Sportfolio, they do pay you? Okay, good. No, I mean, Brett over at Sportfolio Kings is a good dude, but I just legitimately love this model. I actually trust it like 85% of the time, and that's way more than I trust anything else. I call it 75%, but still, Browns 11, Jets 9. We should have at least come very, very close to winning, but special teams, touchdowns, plural, put it in our butts.
Yeah, I mean, it was a half unit bet because we're betting on a bad Browns team, but still,
Yeah.
even with that, feels like some tough luck on that one.
Yeah, and it is a half unit bet. I don't care.
Yeah. Next up, we had the New Orleans Saints over the Carolina Panthers. That was a money line bet at plus 200 odds. That was also a half unit bet, which we made a full unit from. That was all you. So that one I won't fight you on credit.
I'm very mad because personally, I went to go place. I was gonna place a full unit bet on it, $4,000, and then I was like, you know what? It's scary. So then I placed $1,000 on it, and then I looked at that for like 5 minutes, and I was like, where are your balls? So I doubled it to 2,000, and then I was like, all right, let's just sit tight. That's plenty. And then I thought, do I put another 2,000 on the spread? And I was like, no, 5.5 is such a useless line. It doesn't help me. It might as well be 3.5. I found every way to not maximize the amount of money that I should have made off of what in retrospect was an easy bet because of a perfect handicap.
Yeah, no, that's the one that I'm like, man, you've been on Shuck since, I don't know, the beginning of the draft process.
Nope, I've been on Chuck since his first start at Oregon in 2020.
I was about to say, when the hell did he play at Oregon?
Right after Justin Herbert. He literally was the heir to Justin Herbert, and I watched him and I said, holy fuck, this guy looks a lot like Justin Herbert.
But you've been on him forever. He finally gets a legit chance. It's against not a great Carolina team.
Imagine the fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
Right again.
And
we
he
just
played
have to turn it
incredible.
into winning bets.
He played great.
He played fucking incredible.
Like, this wasn't a win that he just like facilitated. He was legitimately very good.
A-plus game, and you will not hear a peep about it from any media member because Tyler Shuck, I don't really know why or get it. We've got overtime with Sharks and Wild. That's going to be fun as fuck. Let's bet on the Sharks, shall we? No, it's for whatever reason, Tyler Shuck has a little bit of the Will Levis, a little bit of the Drake May before he became so undeniably the best quarterback in the world. Where just like the media is kind of looking for a reason to say this guy's boring, this guy sucks. Like, I love Pardon My Take. Been listening to every episode since like the second or third episode that ever came out. Yaroslav Askarov has a fucking neck tattoo? Dude, you're a hockey goalie. Stop it. Maybe I don't bet on the Sharks. I'm just kidding. I bet on the Sharks. Our bet on the Sharks is in. Let's go Sharks. No, for whatever reason, the media's just decided like Tyler Shuck's boring, and that includes my favorite podcast, Pardon My Take. Like, PFT commenter every fucking week just keeps on saying, hey, Tyler Shuck's just really boring. Like, I can't bother to watch him. And I'm like, what? How? What the fuck are you talking about? He's a 6'5" quarterback who runs a 4.6 40 and has a cannon for an arm. How the fuck is that boring? He threw for 300 fucking yards last week. How is that boring? It's not boring.
Well, because it's like the draft type thing. I feel like the guys that you mentioned, they're older prospects that have moved around and ended up where, in their draft years, were at not very notable schools, both Levis and Shuck being in Kentucky. Maybe it's just anti-Kentucky bias.
Well, a lot of, yeah, and then like Drake May was exceedingly young, but it was like, we've heard a lot about this name, but he never wins. They
And he
don't
was
do
at North
anything.
Carolina
And he's at North
that
Carolina.
nobody
So
cares about for
it's
football.
it's a pretty simple calculus. Did you go to a school with a big fan base? Did you win a lot of games? Did they talk about you a lot, like regarding the Heisman and shit like that? If you check those boxes, they'll give you chances galore. If you don't, they don't fucking care if you're good until you're so undeniably good that they have to pay attention. Like Drake May. Who's the best quarterback in the world? Drake May. Who could have seen this coming? Whoever would have said that second-year quarterback Drake May would be the best quarterback in the world? Hand raised. Fuck you, haters. Next game.
That one, like, I had faith that one would age well just because I've learned to kind of trust your quarterback evaluations. And what I watched from him always looked really good, like in the whole draft process. But you were super, like, he is the best quarterback in the league, like as early as this offseason.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know about that. I mean, like, I liked what I saw from him last year. No, that is aged perfectly. He's played how many games? 15?
Yeah, I
And
think on the dot.
damn good. And he's like with obviously there's some argument with some of the other guys, but if you just look at this year and how he's performed and the team he's doing it on, no one is having more success in a harder environment.
Yep. By the way, the Birdwatcher asked right after the draft, he said, what happens if Drake May is just a bust? And I said, I'll fucking delete my account. I have no idea what I'm doing then. The account lives on, Birdwatcher.
Yeah, he's been elite, which we will talk about in a little bit, but more games to get through.
More games.
Another one that this was a bright spot this week, just because we've been on the wrong end of it so many times. We had the Houston Texans over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Houston -1. That was a 1-unit bet. We won 0.91 units. My goodness, how nice was it to be on the other side of a Jags collapse?
I don't even fucking believe it happened still. This week we had a few bets that are like, we gave in to the things that are frustrating and feel unsustainable, but apparently are sustainable. We gave in and bet against the Jaguars, who seem cursed and unable to ever win a football game. And yeah, Trevor Lawrence is not going to be the starter this time next year in Jacksonville. They can't stand him.
He's not going to be the starter in 2 months.
And... well, the problem is Jacksonville doesn't have a quarterback worth a goddamn to like challenge him. If they had a young guy who was kind of interesting, that would be the case, but they don't.
Sure, but their season's going to be over in 2 months.
True. Will Levis will be their quarterback. Book it. I don't actually have intel, but that's my prediction.
That would be sweet.
The Sharks won. Pay my ass. Pay my ass now. Fun young players win in overtime in NHL. Anyway. Motherfucking Davis Mills, another one of my darlings, not because I said he was going to be great or even good, but just because I said, like, nobody's talking about this guy and he's just as good as some of these other quarterbacks who are going in the first round. None of them should go in the first round, but, like, he's a bridge. He's a solid bridge quarterback with upside.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
He's done really well in that role.
I mean, I gave him a D for this game because there was just too many accuracy concerns, but it was at the very least the same shit you get out of CJ Stroud every week, if not better.
Yeah, and he came into... when did he come into the game?
He started this whole game.
Did he?
Yeah, last week he came in the fourth quarter.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. I was about to say, I thought Stroud got conked in the, like, halfway through. No,
yeah,
okay,
no.
That's what it was.
Stroud started seeing birdies in the fourth quarter last week. This week Mills, he didn't know he was going to start until, like, Thursday, Friday, but he played the whole game. And, yeah, he started off pretty hot, and then in the middle he got pretty cold, and then at the end he came up fucking clutch. I mean Davis Mills is a fine enough he's a Teddy Bridgewater caliber guy. He'll start a couple games, he'll give you what the offense gives him. He's not going to create much, he's not going to cost you much, he'll be fine. And he was, and he scored almost 40 fucking points 30 points because of it. So the Jaguars are a fucking wreck. Trevor Lawrence is not long for this world, and Davis Mills is the same fucking shit as CJ Stroud, even though it looks a little bit different. They're the same caliber player. Yeah. Remember when I was so wrong about CJ Stroud that I said he would be exactly what he is?
Yeah, another one. I mean, just took a little bit, but...
never wrong, just a little early.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was, even with some fuckery, I don't know, I think that was a legit win. I'd make the same bet.
Yeah, I'd make the same bet.
On to a run of losers. We had 2 units bet on the Vikings over the Ravens. Those 2 units were split, 1.5 unit on a +4 spread, and then half a unit on the money line at +185 odds. Doesn't matter. Baltimore won.
Yeah, this game was kind of bullshit, but also I don't know that I want to make the bet again.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy played pretty decently, and if it wasn't for 3 fucking pickables, he would have played excellent. It's just those 3 pickables did happen.
Yeah.
One of the picks that he threw wasn't actually his fault. It was Justin Jefferson fell down on a route and it turned into a fucking punt for Marlon Humphrey because there was no receiver there to catch it. Justin Jefferson played like dog shit in this game, by the way. I mean, it was terrible. Half-assing it, dropping balls, failing to get open, falling down for no reason. I mean, he was legitimate. He cost them probably a touchdown in this game. It like accumulated. There was a 4th down and 2. Justin Jefferson on a zig route. Got held like a fucking purse. I mean, like, got held like a chihuahua in LA. Refs just looked at it and said, it would be better for us if Lamar went to the playoffs. The Vikings got jobbed on a few calls, actually. There was one DPI that turned into a pick. There was the hold I just mentioned that turned into a turnover on downs. shit got messy. But then J.J. McCarthy also threw a ball directly at the skull of a defender, didn't catch it, so got a little lucky there. And then, yeah, there were 2 picks that were legitimately picked. JJ is inconsistent. It's partially his accuracy. It's partially his thinking. Sometimes you look at him and you're like, wow, this kid gets it. He's smart. He really understands pre-snap, and he's making quick reads. And then sometimes it's Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if I was a Vikings fan, I think obviously it's frustrating because last year they were very good, and you kind of go into this year like, man, we could win a Super Bowl if McCarthy plays well. Now the rest of the team has kind of taken a step back, and Cock has been less
Magnificent
good this year. Yeah. I was going to make a pun, then I decided against it, mostly because I couldn't think of anything. But he's been less impressive. And McCarthy looks like a rookie. I mean, he looks like a promising rookie. Yeah. Sure, it could go the wrong way, and he could end up more of like a Zach Wilson, where it never slows down for him. But he's got the talent. Some of those throws he made last week were disgusting.
Yeah,
they were so good.
The deep ball to Addison, basically every time J.J. McCarthy threw the ball to not Justin Jefferson, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of good stuff there, and he does a lot of things that most quarterbacks can't do.
Yeah,
but like you're saying, there are a lot of big mistakes right now where even though he's making those like bucket throws down the sideline, if you turn the ball over 2 or 3 times, it kind of wipes all that away.
Yeah, and then like there was a couple throws that were like 8-yard curls, right? And he throws it 3 yards too high, and it's like, how do you do that? I will say, this is J.J. McCarthy's 4th football game in 2 years, and, notoriously, he did less football than any player in the fucking draft in college. He's also less than a year older than Arch Manning. So, if you're a Vikings fan, there's less than 0 reason to panic. In fact, there's ample reason to fucking rejoice, because I think J.J. McCarthy, he's proven to me he's going to be a franchise quarterback, but it's not there yet. He still needs to keep adjusting to the league, because he hasn't had time to adjust. Like, it takes a quarterback about 8 games to, like, figure shit out.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been convinced that he's a franchise quarterback yet, because like you said, I mean, he's played 4 games. He's incredibly young, and I want to see if he kind of can adjust to it, because some guys can't. I mean, there are plenty of dudes that have all the talent in the world, from Justin Fields and Zach Wilson, that they theoretically can do everything, but they just never catch up to it.
True.
I'm more encouraged by J.J. McCarthy because it seems like he is improving, but still, it's such a small sample size, and there's a lot of volatility that if it tends more towards that turnover game, then that's kind of that Jameis world where he might do some really cool stuff from time to time, but he's also going to shoot your team in the foot.
If we're not careful, I'm going to start handicapping one of our bets.
Fair enough. I think valid loss. I mean, the spread's tough, but calls aren't going to go your way when you're playing the Ravens, and it's a rookie quarterback who's still really fresh.
Yeah.
Or effectively a rookie quarterback.
I would make the spread bet again for a unit. I wouldn't make it a unit and a half, and I wouldn't make the money line bet. That's too aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, like, the odds are great on it, but yeah, it's still probably too aggressive with the state of the Vikings. But regardless, next game, another loser. This was a big one. We had Tampa over New England -2.5. That was a 2-unit bet. And the quarterbacks in the Joe Bowl, bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah, Baker was okay. I gave him a B-. Could have been a B. I always go low when it's my guys. He was fine, but it's clear that he can't run right now. He even said in an interview with the sideline reporter, he's like, yeah, I'm at like 50%. And that's really low for Baker. Usually he says 80 or 90. Like, he's obviously played hurt a lot. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm like 80, 90%. Okay. I'm 50% means like, yeah, this guy can't run right now. And we saw it. He didn't run. The Buccaneers have a lot of problems that we overlooked and thought that the bye would cure, and the bye did not cure. We thought that adding Luke Gadecki back at right tackle would make the offensive line look good again. The offensive line is fucking terrible. The offensive line got dominated by a very, very, very bad Patriots defensive line. One of the worst pass rushes in the NFL, and they got home all the time. Additionally, we thought another week would make they would really get Tez Johnson worked in as wide receiver 2. He'd clean up some of the mental mistakes, and he'd get featured a lot more. They featured him at the end of the game, thank God, so he hit my player prop, my 1 player prop of the week. 4 catches, 40 yards. He barely cleared both of those. But They didn't use Tez early in the game. They only used him when it really came down to the marrow. And Emeka Ibuka drops 2 or 3 of them. Both of them, granted they're rookie receivers, both of them ran 3+ routes wrong. They ran an option route wrong, or they just rounded their route off and created a miscommunication that led to an inaccurate throw. Buccaneers right now are a quarterback who's playing good, not great, a bad offensive line, bad receivers. By the way, Emeka Ibuka, no matter how much you love him, you could adore him. At no point has he ever proven to be fast, good at creating separation against man coverage, or shall we say, like a jump ball winner. He's not like a big dude. He's like 6'1", he's slow, he's really good at catching the ball through contact, but he's not going to like moss dudes, right? That's not his game. So if you've got a receiver who can really only win versus zone coverage, Jarvis Landry, and you've got Tez Johnson, who's 5'7", 160 pounds maybe, and doesn't always do the thing he's supposed to be doing, how the fuck do you throw the football? Like what? Like not even like, oh, his receivers aren't good. It's like, no, they're not functional right now.
And Christian Gonzalez is very good, too.
Christian Gonzalez is very good. It's hard for anybody to separate on him. But he basically just, I mean, like, the Bucs used motion to make sure that basically Christian Gonzalez, for the most part, just took away Sterling Shepard, which is a fine trade if you're the Bucs. But and then the Bucs defense actually shut the fucking Patriots down completely, other than 3 plays. The Buccaneers held the Patriots to, amongst all the teams that played in Week 10, the Patriots had the lowest success rate, the lowest rate of the lowest rate of success. Like, there's success rate, there's first down rate, there's positive play rate. All 3 lowest in the league. Explosive play rate, middle of the league, but the 3 most explosive plays of the week. TreVeyon Henderson. TreVeyon Henderson, aside from his 2 gigantic runs, each of like 60 yards, aside from those 2 60-yard runs, which I know, like aside from that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Right.
Aside from his 2 big runs, averaged 1 yard a carry. After you add the runs in, we're at 10 yards a carry. Big deal. And then like the Kyle Williams touchdown. Should have been a 20-yard gain. That's lovely. Ended up a 80-yard touchdown. The Buccaneers are prone to these kinds of mistakes, and it's something you have to factor in when you're handicapping their games. And the Buccaneers offense is clearly broken right now, but we should have known better. I'm going to say it right now. I'm out on the Buccaneers until further notice. And that further notice might not come until next year. I'm out.
They're just really, really beat up at key positions on the offense. And then the defense just, they continue to be a Todd Bowles defense.
Yeah, the defense is never going to be good while that moron's there.
Yeah, the defense is never going to be special. They're going to stop the run well. They're going to give up explosive plays from time to time. And otherwise, they're just kind of get gashed.
Well, and he's fucking... Jamel Dean, per most people's measurement, is at least a top 5 corner in the NFL. And Todd Bowles keeps intermittently benching him for literally no reason to throw Ben Morrison, a rookie, in there. And I like Ben Morrison a lot. But you know who Ben Morrison should play instead of? Zion McCollum, not Jamel Dean, who's, I think, 2nd or 3rd in the league in interceptions and dominating people in man coverage. It's just fucking stupid. Todd Bowles is fucking stupid. So everything he touches turns to fucking stupid. It's a stupid defense that's mistake prone, that has no linebackers, no pass rush whatsoever. And now the wide receivers suck, and the offensive line, hey, Graham Barton, he's a fucking bust. Luke Gadecki, he's nothing at right tackle. The guards are both backups and terrible, and then Tristan Wirfs is even playing average ball. So what the fuck are the Bucs? At best, they're an average team unless Baker Mayfield is super fucking human. And right now he's hurt, so he can't be superhuman. It's dumb. We were dumb. I think it's dumb.
That's the offensive side of Mike Evans, again, has been hurt a lot and aging. Godwin's not back. Emeka Ibuka has done solid for a rookie receiver. Tez Johnson has done solid for a rookie receiver, but like they're missing their top 2 receivers again.
Top 3.
Hurt. Yeah, Baker's hurt. The offensive line has been healthy for what, like 1 week this year?
No, it's never going to be healthy because their right guard is out for the year as of week 2. In week 1, they were missing Wirfs. They never had their full offensive line.
They haven't even played a week with their actual offensive line, and like that's been with guys going in and out. And so I think that's where you saying it might not come till next year. I agree with you. I think it hasn't been all just underperformance. It's been a lot of injury on top of that. But yeah, it's tough to bet on them right now.
No, I'm completely done with the Bucs. They need 3 new interior linemen. I hate their wide receiving core now, aside from Tez Johnson, who just can't figure out how to fucking, like, he's a rookie. rookie, so I get it. And he's not getting a lot of reps, so I get it. But like, if you can't run the plays, you can't be in the league. You're Cordarrelle Patterson. That's like, you got to learn how to fucking run the routes. But then, yeah, like on the other side, like Drake May got a C. Like, Baker was better than May. It just didn't matter because 3 busted plays won the game.
Yeah, and that'll do it. But I think we've taken some lessons. Stay off of Tampa. They're again a mess. I'm sure we'll be back to betting on them again by the end of the year because I feel like we do this with them a lot.
I think I'm done. Genuinely.
I would be interested to see that just because it's going to be hard to not bet on Baker.
I think the market has finally started to properly price Baker.
That's fair, but still.
It's the end of an era.
That's a boy. Either way, tough loss. Deserve to lose it. Next game. This was the parlay that we already talked about a little bit. We tied the Rams over San Francisco at -1.5 with Buffalo moneyline. That was a 3-unit bet. So we lost 3 units on that one parlay.
Yeah, so again, this is entirely your fault. We handicapped the Rams game perfectly. We really did. The 49ers had no defense. They could not get a stop. The Rams might be the best team in the NFL right now. I think they are. I'm kind of hoping that Matt Stafford wins a legacy MVP this year. Like, yeah, you're the second or third best player, but like, we need to get you one and then get you out.
Drake May will have a 15-year career after those two.
Yeah, Drake May is going to have a fucking MVP trophy for each day of Hanukkah. He'll be fine. Turn them all into menorahs. But yeah, we handicapped the Rams game perfectly. We shouldn't have been as afraid of the big line as we were. Even still, we should have just parlayed it with the Broncos.
I mean, you say that like that would have been an easy bet as well. That
bet would have killed me. It would have given me ulcers and hemorrhoids. Yeah, no, Bo Nix is the worst thing that's happened to the Whites in a long time. I hate Bo Nix so much. Don't even get me started.
Yeah. So I don't really regret saying, which again, I still want to check the tapes on who said what. Because I don't doubt that I said I'd rather go Buffalo over Denver. But what were you saying during that interaction?
I said, okay.
What had you just finished a 8-minute long Bo Nix rant at any point?
Likely.
Either way, yeah, tough shit. Buffalo really we've been on the wrong side for them a lot lately.
Buffalo's been on the wrong side of Buffalo a lot. But Buffalo is the Bucks. But it's a shit coach with a shit offensive coordinator and shit receivers and a shit defense.
Yeah, it was a letdown game. Sucks.
Yeah.
Such is life. Our final bet of the week, we had Philadelphia over Green Bay. That was a money line 2-unit bet at +115 odds. A very needed 2.3 units won on that one.
Yeah, so that was great. But also, watching this game made me wish I wasn't into football. Like, I was trying so hard to find intrigue in this game that I had the game on one TV, I had the Manning cast with Shane Gillis, my favorite, on the other TV, and I had the fucking Barstool stream on my laptop, and I was just begging any of the 3 fucking viewing experiences to intrigue me the slightest bit, and none of them did. I just sat there thinking angrily, there are real fucking people who think we're watching 2 of the very best in the fucking world at quarterback, and I don't see how you watch this and feel differently from when you watch Bo Nix. I don't see how you watch this and feel differently from when you watch Michael Penix. I don't understand how you can look at this and think anything other than, oh, fuck, they're the problems. And Packers fans want to fire Matt LaFleur.
I was going to bring that up. I know you've already tweeted about it a little bit. And,
I did a whole space about it today on the walk home from work because my mind is so blown. And Alex, do you know how happy my fucking heart would be if the Packers suddenly became an auto fade for a season? If they fire Matt LaFleur and hire some defensive genius, and I get to fucking fade Jordan Love and the Packers, a quarterback I hate and a team I grew up hating, if I get to fade them every fucking week and just roll in cash, I'm gonna come.
Yeah, I wouldn't even blame you.
I think I just did. Thinking about it.
Especially because for so many years they were hard to bet against.
That we've been betting on them. it's legitimately, it has degraded my hatred for them because it's like, they're good fucking value. I don't care. I hope they win. I bet for 4 years, every single time the Packers played the Bears, I made a huge wager on the Packers every fucking time. And I loved it. Now,
those gates could really open up for you. But I think that's enough for beating ourselves up. Let's talk week 11.
yeah, but keep in mind, it is all Alex's fault.
I w-
Oh no, Alex was gonna make a threat or something, but then the stream cut out. Wow, shit. Well, now we got to talk about Thursday Night Football. He doesn't even get to repeat himself. It's terrible.
I hate it here.
It's the Jets and the Patriots.
This is going to make it worse. Kicking off week 11 on Thursday Night Football, we have the New York Jets going to play the New England Patriots. Patriots are minus 13.
Sick. On to Spain.
And a much-awaited trip to Spain on Sunday morning. We have the Washington Commanders going to play the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are minus 3. What?
Yep. So the Commanders +3 is best bet, and I also got them +130 on the money line.
Like, don't get me wrong. The Commanders are not a talented team.
No, their defense is the cockadookie, the
It's
stinky
putrid.
stinky. It's bad.
But come on, are we flipping on the Dolphins, who have been like the worst team in football this entire year because the Bills didn't show up last week?
Yeah. The Dolphins scored 16 real points. That's not come. By the way, Mariota just keeps on looking really good every fucking time.
Yeah, like that defense is bad, but Mariota looks good.
Passer rating of 133 last week. The production is just outstanding, and nobody seems to notice.
Well, I mean, it's a great situation for him. It's just that nobody cares because it's, again, the Commanders being bad. And not only being bad, but just being very disappointing.
And sad, yeah. Like people convinced themselves that this Commanders team was legit good. Who could have told them that this would happen? Who could have warned them of such a cliff coming? Yes, the cliff cycle. It strikes again. It never stops striking. Washington over Miami in España. We've got the Battle of St. Louis High School in Honolulu being fought in Spain because Mariota and Tua went to the same high school.
That's cool.
Yeah, from the same town.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think either team is really like benefiting or suffering more than the other from going to play in Spain. They're both East Coast teams. Probably won't be that bad of a trip for them. And the Commanders, like both of these are bad teams. The Dolphins have a better coach, but the Commanders have a legitimately good offense with Mariota and Cliff running them around. They've still got weapons. The line's okay. And the Dolphins are just, they're bad. And it's Tua for the offense.
The
that,
Dolphins
like,
don't
he's-
have any players. If
he's
Josh
still got
Allen simply stopped fumbling and throwing picks, and James Cook stopped fumbling, that'd have been a 20-point game.
Yeah, and like, yes, Washington has a terrible defense, but Tua and that offense still have to try and take advantage of it, which is far from a guarantee.
Yeah.
Whereas I actually have faith that Mariota will be able to score a decent amount of points.
Mariota will score points on any defense.
All right, so we're doing 1 unit money line, 1 unit +3,
Bingo.
and those money line odds are +130.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Cha-ching! Betting on an international game. I don't think
Yeah,
we've
we'll
done
get
that too many times this year.
No, we did it once, but we'll get the bankroll going early.
On to Sunday. Into the early slate, we have the Green Bay Packers going to play the New York Giants. The Packers are -7.
As much as we want to fade the Packers, A, they're coming off an embarrassing loss. They'll have their shit together. B, the Giants cannot stop the run. And C, the Giants just fired their good head coach, and they lost their, shall we say, better quarterback option.
Yeah, they're in hell right now.
I lean Packers. It is certainly a money line leg, but let's try to avoid money line legs this week, if only because of trauma.
Yeah, which then this week will be the week where we actually need to buy down 2 points and don't.
We're going to use them as a money line leg. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Packers scare me because we want to fade them. The quarterback's terrible. They're overhyped this year. But the Giants, if Jackson Dart was still playing and they had just fired Dable, maybe it would be like intriguing because like young guy getting hyped up, he's played okay. But they got to change everything this week. Is Russ playing or is Jameis playing?
It's Russ. They're going back
That's-
to Russ with Mike Kafka, who runs the more condensed horizontal offense and doesn't call the deep shots.
Yeah, they're going to be horrible. And
This
the
team massively downgraded at quarterback, downgraded at coach, and all the players are deflated as fuck because they just lost their quarterback and their coach and their season's fucking over. It's a disaster.
and their other exciting white already blew his knee out earlier this year.
Yeah, everything has gone, honestly, and we don't think about this much because who on earth thinks about the Giants much except for Rod? In the last 5 weeks, the Giants have blown a lead late in every game, injured their star exciting running back, injured their star exciting quarterback, injured their star exciting wide receiver, lost their coach, and their owner has decided that he is going to retain one of the worst GMs in football to hire the next coach. And that next coach, apparently the 3 frontrunners are Antonio Pierce, Steve Spagnuolo, and Lou Anarumo. So get ready to suck cock, Giants fans.
It's rough for them. Yeah, I mean, I guess lean Packers just because I think they're going to want to make a little bit of a statement after last week, and I think they're just going to try and get Love's confidence back up.
Yeah.
And they're just going to farm for him, and the Giants can't stop anything. So, but it's still 7 points on a team we don't really like. So I agree. Next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to play the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are minus 5.5.
Yeah, I can't bet this game.
Yep.
These are two similarly trash teams, similarly trash coaching staffs, similarly trash GMs. Because like Jason Light is really good at evaluating, but he's such a conservative fucking pussy, he'll never win anything. And he makes terrible decisions with head coaches, apparently. No, you can't bet this game. It'll be great to watch. It's going to be on my big TV. It'll be the number one game to watch because if either of these teams figure out how to play fucking NFL football, it's a battle of elite quarterbacks. But I hate both of the offensive coordinators. I really hate both of the head coaches. I hate all the wide receivers in this game, except again for Tez Johnson, who I am patient with, but I hate him right now. Fuck this game. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. Weird number, both teams. You don't know what you're going to get from week to week.
Either of these teams could blow the other one out, legitimately.
Yeah, it could be an incredible game or it could be an awful game.
Yep.
Next up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals going to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are minus 5.5.
Fucking why, though? Like, I don't know if I can bet on the Bengals when their defense is as bad as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's another team where, like, ostensibly any game they could get blown out by 30. But Aaron Rodgers is terrible. Aaron Rodgers misses open throws pretty consistently. The Bengals are excited because Joe Burrow announced he's coming back. Joe Burrow will start a game within the next 3 weeks. It's hysterical because he very obviously did this because Joe Flacco was starting to build up some momentum and put up stats that Joe Burrow's never touched. I very strongly lean to the Bengals. I want to bet on the Bengals, but let's see.
Yeah, no, I like that one more than like the Packers, just because
I completely agree.
The Bengals defense is terrible, but we've seen what can happen when the quarterback just feeds the all-world receivers, and they can still do that. We've seen it, even if, the Steelers' defense has come through a little bit, the pass rush is rounded out. They're going to get after you, but it doesn't matter that much because Joe Flacco just chalks it up to Jamar, and it works.
Two other things that like hidden factors that are reasons that we're going to bet on the Bengals. The Bengals offensive line is quietly very good when Joe Burrow's not back there. It's probably got nothing to do with anything, but when Joe Burrow's the quarterback, the offensive line is considered very bad. And when Joe Burrow's not the quarterback, the Bengals offensive line is considered really good. And maybe they don't like him. Maybe he's not nice. Or maybe he's a fucking idiot who takes bad sacks because he thinks he's a good athlete and he's just goddamn not. I hate him so much as a man. Additionally, Arthur Smith is, I want to be careful with how I say this, one of my 3 least favorite offensive coordinators employed by the NFL today.
Wow.
His offense has no continuity. It looks like he's kind of just picking plays out of a hat, and the plays that are in the hat to pick from are almost entirely stupid. I think that if any team is going to make the Bengals defense look like an NFL defense, it's the Steelers, because they will shoot themselves in the foot. They will call the wrong kinds of plays. They will feed their shitty running back too much. They will throw downfield when Rodgers can't do it. So yeah, the Bengals are gonna get 30. It's just what they do when they have a quarterback who's not a fucking. But yeah,
Hold on.
I gotta get it out of me, but I can't have people hear me say it.
Might not be able to share the video on this one.
Oh no, we're not doing. I gave up on video. It turns out the fucking views don't change when we don't do video. It's the same shit. Nobody cares. Yeah, we're gonna bet on the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it because the Bengals defense is terrible. The Steelers, I feel like they still have the talent on the defense that any given week they can get a bunch of sacks and create a bunch of turnovers. But I don't know, I feel like we've seen this matchup a lot in the last few years, and they're close games. The Bengals are going to score a lot of points, and like you were saying, the Steelers' offense is not good.
And it won't be good. And Aaron Rodgers is not getting enough credit for how asshole he is.
Yeah, and like I was talking about with the Washington and Miami game, yeah, Washington's defense and Cincinnati's defense are bad, but the offense still has to be able to put together successful plays. Like, yeah, even if the guy's uncovered or whatever your play works, you still have to block everyone and make the throw and make the catch.
Yep.
And the Steelers are not good enough to count on them consistently doing that.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm with it, especially at 5.5 in a division game. It's November in Pittsburgh, so it's probably going to be shitty out.
Yeah.
Cha-ching.
All right. Yep. Cha-ching, but we'll figure out units later, which I guess means it's technically a maybe pile, but I don't know. Fuck it. Next game, talking about things that suck.
Next up, we have the Houston Texans going to play the Tennessee Titans. Texans are -7.
Gotta lean Texans. Also gotta not watch that game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet on that one. On to the next game, we have the Chicago Bears going to play the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are -3. Joe's giving me a very seductive look right now.
I'm giving you the sidest of eyes. I'm actually giving myself a headache looking sideways too hard. And also, I made my nose look like Chief Blackhawk. Like
What
that
about
woman. I sent you the picture of the woman in the bakery in San Francisco, right?
Yes, you
The
did.
shit was uncanny. It made me feel bad about my people. But also it made me laugh hysterically in public. She looked exactly like Chief Blackhawk, down to the face paint. It was incredible.
Side note for the Pittsburgh game, just because it's still fresh. High of 58, low of 39. Looks like it's going to rain a lot that morning, but probably not much after kickoff. So it'll be cold.
It's AFC North teams. Joe Flacco is the king of the AFC North. We're fine. He's a Bengals wait, he's on the Bengals. Has he played for every team? No, he hasn't played for the Steelers.
I was going to say, I don't think he was ever with the Steelers.
Which is crazy because, like, I feel like 2017 Steelers were made for Joe Flacco. Those are two ships passing in the night that should have met. Vikings -3, eh?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Caleb Williams played a lot better last week, but it was kind of fake. Like, he didn't. His pocket escaping is the best I've ever seen. But he's the one creating all the pressures. Like, there's open receivers and he's just not throwing it. And there's clean pockets and he's running out of them indirectly into pressure. And then he makes people miss. But, like, that's not sustainable. We've seen 26 games of yours. We know what you are. Also, he had some really great throws against the Giants. They were deep balls on rollouts. We have a large enough sample at this point to know that if he hits 2 deep balls in one game, he's not hitting another fucking one for 5 games. On the other hand, the Vikings, coming off a loss, a dysfunctional loss, a Justin Jefferson not getting the production that he wants loss, Vikings are going to be fucking pissed. This is a big divisional game. Winner of this game, I'm pretty sure, is in second place in the division. I don't like laying 3 with the Vikings. This line is gonna move. This line is gonna be Vikings -4 or 5 by the end of the week. 4 is a key number. I guess it'll be -4. Let's get the Vikings -3.
yeah. I mean, we just talked about how JJ McCarthy is still very much a rookie. He's going to make mistakes, but we know Caleb Williams is going to make mistakes too. And I think the ceiling of like good play from McCarthy is a lot higher than Caleb Williams. And I don't know, home team.
Well, also, like, the Bears defense is a half step better than the Bengals.
Yeah, and we've been talking about wanting to fade the Bears because of that defense and because Caleb Williams, even though it can be productive, he's still not that guy. And when it comes down to crunch time, I'm happy to bet against him. I don't love it just because it feels a little bit like a coin flip, but I like it enough.
These teams played recently. These teams played week 1, and the Vikings had none of their offensive line, and the Bears had all of their defense, or at least more of their defense. And the Vikings still won. The Vikings are a lot better than they were, and the Bears are much the same as they were. Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm good with it. I think they have more talent. I believe in the quarterback a little bit more. I probably like Ben Johnson at this point more than I like Cock, but it's very close. Johnson
Yeah,
more than Cock.
I prefer Johnson. Do you know why people call a penis a Johnson?
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't think it's like common anymore, but I feel like that was like a big 90s.
No, but do you know why it happened? Like the etymology of the thing?
Why? No.
Because Lyndon B. Johnson used to just take his penis out all the time.
I did know that, and apparently he had an absolute hog.
He had a hog, and he would literally he'd be doing interviews with the press, and he'd just take his penis out and be like, "Do you really want to ask if I believe in my policy?"
Yeah, I heard he would do it with like Congress members that weren't
Constantly.
like voting the way he wanted. He'd just like take them into a room with him, and he'd just pull his cock out and be
He would very literally put his dick on the table and say like, "Look, we need to do more welfare in the South. You on board?" And they're like, "Well, fuck, I wasn't gonna, but that penis is so big. I have to do what you say now. Obviously, that's the way of the world." Yeah. So that's why they call it a Johnson. And a Johnson beats a cock.
But in this time, we're voting cock.
Well, the Johnson can be better than the cock, but if you've got a little working the Johnson, it's not as effective as a red-blooded Chicagoan male working the cock.
Lock it in. Minnesota -3.
Minnesota -3. Next game.
Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers going to play the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are -3.5.
Ah, yes, the battle of this team would be really fucking good if that quarterback wasn't there. Both of these teams will have new quarterbacks next year, and both of these teams will be wild card teams with those new quarterbacks if the new quarterbacks are anything to speak of.
You think they're both going to move on?
Oh, God, yeah. Bryce Young is done. Completely done. And Michael Penix will start next season, but be replaced.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're both going to start next season.
I think Young's done.
Really? Do they hate him that much? Like, I mean,
they're going to have to give him a 5th-year extension. They're not going to do that. And he's terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Alex, he's
number 1 overall too. So that 5th-year extension's what, like 25?
Yeah, they're going to lose most of the remaining games. They're going to have a losing record again, and they're going to say, well, fuck. It ain't the coach we just hired and we need a new quarterback. It's going to happen.
Took him 1st overall and traded a bunch of stuff to do it 2 years ago, right?
And they were fucking wrong again.
Yeah. I mean, that's true, but we'll see. We'll see. I think they won't finish next season. That's for sure.
I agree. I certainly agree with that. I think Penix there'll be a training camp battle and he'll narrowly win it, but they'll be like, oh, the other guy was pretty good too, though now. And then week 7, plug gets pulled.
Yeah.
Or the alternative is the Falcons might fire their head coach. The Falcons are one of the best 3-6 teams I've ever seen, by the way. That snuck up on me. But because they could so easily be like 6-3,
mm-hmm.
But if they fire the coach, new coach is going to come in and be like, "Yeah, I'm going to need a quarterback who's not an ancient cripple."
Yeah, no, I mean, I think if they get a new coach, then he might not start the season, but we'll see. We got plenty of time before that goes out.
I lean Falcons.
Yeah, I do too. They feel like a team that it doesn't make sense how they keep losing some of these games. Like they just keep performing and making decisions that seem so below them.
The Falcons can win any game, but they won't.
Yeah.
And the Panthers shouldn't win any game, but occasionally they kind of do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it just because it's 3.5. The Falcons have been pretty bad lately and have just been blowing stuff left and right, but the Falcons are a better team.
Yeah, but I don't want to lay 3.5 with the Falcons, so we're not going to do it.
Closing out the 1 o'clock hour, early slate, whatever it is for you, we have the Los Angeles Chargers going to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Chargers -3.
The battle of how the fuck is this happening again? An offensive line that can't stay on the field. A quarterback who can't stop doing dumb shit. The Chargers. The Jaguars. They've been this way for time immemorial. Like, literally, my entire fucking life, it's been, the Chargers just can't stay fucking healthy, and they get so unlucky at the end of games. And for the Jaguars, it's been, the quarterback just keeps on doing dumb fucking shit, and they keep fumbling games. Continues to be the case. Many such cases. Doesn't change.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to bet on this game just because it feels like which team wants to lose more on that particular day is like the outcome.
This is going to be a field goal heavy game because the Chargers can't do anything other than throw quick passes. They can't run the ball and they can't throw the ball downfield because they can't protect. So the Chargers are going to have to throw quick passes and they're going to settle for field goals, and they have a very good kicker. The Jaguars are dumb. The quarterback is dumb, and they have a really long-legged kicker, so they'll kick some long field goals. It's going to be like an 18-17 kind of game, in which case, I'm not laying 3. I'm not laying 3 with a team that has no offensive line. If it was Chargers -1, I'd snap that bitch up, but it's not, so I will chill.
Yeah, I am more than happy to leave that one. Probably watch the last 4 minutes to see what chaos decides the game.
I'll have this game on. It will not be big TV. Well, oh fuck. I'll be having that, the Bears Vikings, the Bucks Bills. Those will be my 3 games.
Yeah, because I mostly get 2 in, and then I'll have like some like red zone or something. Just let me know what else is happening.
I'm gonna go big TV Bucks Bills, the medium TV Bears Vikings, and then small TV Chargers Jags.
Fair. Yeah, I mean Chargers Jags will be exciting, and it should be a very close game, but it's also gonna be ugly.
Do I try to chart all 3 at once, or do I enjoy myself?
I think you enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I'll enjoy myself. I charted every fucking game this week.
Yeah, I was about to say, I saw what you put out was comprehensive.
The late games were so bad that at halftime, I just stopped charting those and I started charting everything else because garbage time had ensued.
There was very little reason to watch most of the time slots last week.
There was very little reason to watch NFL football. There was very little reason to watch any football this past week. The college games sucked too.
Yeah, because like the primetime games in NFL were all terrible.
Alex, we have an emerging situation.
What?
I need to take a shit, and I'm not doing it until we're done.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll speed it up for you. What a flip for us.
I just realized that I have to take a shit. So,
not betting Chargers Jags. On to the late slate. First up, we have the Seattle Seahawks going to play the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are -3.
Is this the regular season Super Bowl?
It's going to be a heck of a game.
I don't know what to do.
Me either.
So
watch it.
So, yeah, we're going to watch this fucking game. This big TV, this might be a 2 TV game. Sometimes, when I really am focusing on a game, I like to put the game on the big TV, and then I'll put the game on the small TV, and I'll pause it so it's 10 seconds behind so I can watch every play twice. And I'll be like,
Genius.
Oh, I watched the regular way. Then the second time, I watched the linemen. And sometimes I rewind to really look at the linemen. And that's how you know that I love football, but actually it makes me feel like a poser, but it is legitimately helpful. Okay, Mike McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he stopped the run because he uses tight formations. Tight formations, T-I-T-E, which is 3-3-5, or 5-2. If you stop the run, then you stop the McVay. Mike McDonald. It's Mike McDonald, right? It's not Sean McDonald?
Yeah, Mike McDonald.
That's cruel of his parents. I know, like, oh, they're Catholic, we gotta, but like, Mike McDonald
they had already
had a farm.
named their previous children Gabriel.
Gabriel, Seamus, and Old. If you're gonna name him Mike, just name him Old.
I was just going for the guardian archangels.
Yeah, I don't play any of that sacrilegious levels of angels type shit. I'm
Is
a
that
Lutheran.
just a Catholic thing?
It's mostly a Catholic thing.
God. You guys have no fun. There's no whimsy. You don't have any supernatural beings. It's just
No,
like
we straight up deleted all that shit. It's very like, dude, I'm not gonna talk about church right now. I'm gonna shit my pants if I talk about church right now.
What tangent are you about to take us on?
I'm not gonna
No,
talk.
I kind of brought it up, but still.
I may or may not have gotten impassioned about the frills of different kinds of church services recently. I am becoming my grandfather's. Anyhow, brother, I'm one of 6 people who watches the live stream of my old church service back in Chicago because I don't like the ones in New York. God damn it. Yeah. Shout out St. John's.
Mike McDonald can stop the run.
And that is the way to stop the McVay-Shanahan offenses. He's a great defensive coordinator always, obviously. The Seattle defense is good always, obviously. But it's particularly good at stopping the Shanahan-McVays. And McVay loves to run the ball. Even when it doesn't work, he's going to keep fucking doing it, sabotaging himself. That being said, McVay has gotten a lot better this year. Better on 4th down, better about throwing the football. He trusts Matt Stafford. He loves Devontae Adams. Fuck. The better quarterback is still Stafford. Darnold is good, but he's overrated right now. The Rams' defense is quietly not so bad. The Rams secondary will not bite on play action. They play soft zones, so the deep shot will not be there. Fuck, this is hard. This is just a good fucking football game, and I'm not betting it.
Yeah, that's where I get it because the Seahawks, in my opinion, have a more complete defense.
Definitely.
I like McDonald a lot, especially in this matchup.
You would, spud fucker.
But
Am I allowed
I mean,
to, should I
they're
bleep that, or
both
is that
Irish.
good? I know.
McVay.
It was part of the joke. Sean McVay looks like he looks like the Notre Dame guy.
But
am I allowed to say spudfucker on pod?
I think so. I don't think anyone really cares about those slurs, and that's not even really a slur anymore.
Yeah, anybody could fuck a potato if they wanted.
Everyone loves potatoes. But I agree with you that Stafford's playing better. He's more suited to like a big game like this because both of these teams are getting hyped like crazy for this. Because it's for the division, it's for arguably the best team in the league.
Yeah.
It's a very important game to both teams.
These are the two best teams, if you ask me, and I don't think it's particularly close right now.
And and they've both been playing super well. They've got really good records. We're getting into kind of the when divisions start to get sorted out time of the year. So I feel like both these teams are going to be pumped up for it. I think Stafford does a lot better in those situations than Darnold does. Because I think Darnold, the brighter the lights get, the worse he does.
And Darnold struggles with pressure. The
Right.
Seahawks have not played a team with a decent pass rush in about 4 weeks. The Rams are the best pass rush the Seahawks will likely face all year.
And so my initial reaction is Seahawks because their defense is better. The Rams defense is still very good, but its weak parts are in the secondary, where the Seahawks have done really well this year. JSN has broken out a little bit. Darnold has been able to take advantage of holes in defenses. I worry about that play action issue, though. I think Darnold, this is a game he might struggle in.
I agree. The screams come back down to earth for Darnold.
Right. It feels like when a rising team that everyone starts talking about is like, ooh, maybe they're that next big team that's going to compete for the next few years. And then they play one of those teams that has been competing the last few years, and they get kind of sat down, and you go, okay, they're figuring it out. They've got a lot of really good stuff going on, but they're still not there. And that's where I feel like after kind of walking through it, like Seattle, you take the 3, it's probably going to be a really close game if you're kind of in between, but I don't know. My gut says the Rams are going to win.
We wouldn't dare parlay the Rams money line with the Packers, right? we wouldn't.
I'm having no input. After what you did to me, that's you think I'm gonna contribute here? Fuck you. Do it yourself.
Right, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bet on the Rams -3, a cigarette bet with each other, which means that if the Rams win -3, I will go to Harlem and I will buy 2 Lucy's and I will mail you one. Is that fair? I'll fucking take a video. I'll do body cam. I'll fucking do it. I'd have a lot of fun doing it.
But then we have to smoke them together on FaceTime.
Okay. It'll be my first cigarette in like 2 years.
Good for you. I don't even really know if I want to. Are we both betting on the Rams for the cigarette bet?
Yeah.
I'm good with it. We might have to come back though because we only got a couple bets so far.
Fuck. Well, I see one that we're gonna bet, and I see maybe a second.
All right, we'll leave it. That game's gonna rock though. Definitely watch that one. That's gonna be sweet.
I will be charting so hard. I probably will make a video on at least the winning quarterback probably gets a video. But we digress.
Next up, in the late slate, we have the San Francisco 49ers going to play the Arizona Cardinals. The 49ers are -2.5.
Kind of want to bet the Cardinals.
I was about to say the Cardinals are the side.
Yeah, like Cardinals are a decent team. Like, yeah, they got beat by the Seahawks last week. Everybody gets beat by the Seahawks, except when Baker Mayfield plays like the game of the century. The 49ers have no defensive line, and the 49ers have a weakened secondary. The 49ers receivers are not great, and Mac Jones is still Mac Jones. So both of these teams are system teams running very similar systems actually with shitty quarterbacks. Who's got the better roster? It's the Cardinals. The 49ers roster is decimated. Yeah, homie, I think I go Cardinals.
And like typically, it's Shanahan is a great coach. that if like all else is equal, you can defer to Shanahan being a great coach. But I think Gannon does a really good job against those kind of offenses. I think he's still a defensive coordinator, head coach, but I think he does a great job.
Yeah, I forget the guy's name. Their defensive coordinator calls the plays now, and he's been
Really?
he's been really good, like really,
He's
he's
been-
really good at half field coverages. So like cover 6, where it's cover 2 on one side, cover 4 on the other, or like he even does cover 3 on one side, man on the other.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really like that defensive coordinator.
Yeah, because I think he does a great job. Because I don't think they're that talented on defense. Like they've got good players, but
Sneakily, they built a defensive line without telling anybody. Like they have Josh Sweat, and you forget Josh Sweat exists, but he's a solid player.
yeah, he's good.
And then
I mean,
fucking what's that defensive tackle out of Ole Miss? Just made his second start, but like he's
Robert Nkemdiche.
yes, exactly, Robert Nkemdiche.
It's the only Ole Miss player I think of.
It's Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan was the first. He was very similar to Robert Nkemdiche. Tell me if you've heard this before. Walter Nolan is a long defensive end, defensive tackle hybrid. He pretty much sticks at defensive tackle. But first overall recruit a few years ago. Originally went to A&M, but left from Ole Miss. Sounds very similar to Nkemdiche, except Walter Nolan's actually pretty good, whereas Nkemdiche was like okay. The Cardinals have a little bit of a defensive line, and then Will Johnson's playing great.
I was about to say he's been incredible this year.
It turns out that like NFL teams should pay doctors less attention because every single time they're like, oh, he got injured, I could linger. It doesn't. So Will Johnson totally revitalized that entire secondary, and the defense is decent. Whereas I can't say the same for the 49ers right now. I genuinely don't think they could stop a nosebleed.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a home dog. It's 2.5 points, but whatever. The 49ers literally don't have a defense. The Cardinals' defense has been solid. And Jacoby Brissett can operate that offense.
Yeah, and that's all he needs to do is operate. And apparently Kyler Murray is as good as a Jet, which I think is hilarious.
Oh my God. Why do they insist on being just terrible?
They made a whole movie about this in the 90s called Forrest Gump. Stupid is as stupid does. I don't actually know what that phrase means, but I think it means dumb people do dumb shit.
That's my interpretation of it.
Yeah. So speaking of dumb shit, the Browns are playing again.
Unfortunately. Okay, but so cha-ching, Cardinals plus 2.5.
Yeah. Should we take the money line? No, fuck it. This is gonna be a weird game.
Yeah, I was about to say I like having the points. It's gonna be because neither team is like good.
But they're both close to being good.
Right. But so that's where it's one of those where like it could be just like a solid, well-played game of football that's close, but there could also be some fuckery.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens going to play the Cleveland Browns.
Nope. Next game.
Closing out the late slate, we have the Kansas City Chiefs going to play the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs are -4.
Thank you for putting up with my ass. This game is they're gonna pretend that this game is glitz and glam and lovely, and this game is hot dog shit on an August day, and you happen to have been hungover, tripped and fallen right next to that dog shit on the sidewalk, and you can't get up because you have a headache and you might be bleeding from your skull, and you just have to sit there and take it. That's us. That's us ingesting the poison that is Bo Nix.
But do you want to bet on this game?
Fuck no, but I have to break it down because I kind of want to bet on this game.
So, I mean, Chiefs -4, road favorite, that's always going to be tough. Especially when the Broncos have a truly great defense.
The Broncos have, I lean Broncos +4 because the Broncos have such a good fucking defense. All they have to do is just the bare fucking minimum on offense. But it's Bo Nix.
That's the other side of it that I'm having. Is like Chiefs -4, like that's tough to bet on. But then the Broncos, Bo Nix might give the Chiefs 14 points.
What if something bad were to happen to Bo Nix?
You want me to go take a drive?
Okay. Do you in your daily life interact with people who think Bo Nix isn't Satan?
No, but I mean, I don't talk to anyone about football in the wild.
Smart. I don't either.
Especially down here, like most people aren't from here, so they don't even care about the Broncos.
Dude, I hate Bo Nix so much. If you told me Jarrett Stidham is playing this game, I I'd throw 12 grand on the Broncos +4.
Do you think he's going to start a game this year?
No,
Do you
maybe.
think
Fuck.
who's the starting quarterback week 1 next season?
Neither of them. Next year, Bo Nix will start next year, and then he'll lose the job. It'll be the same as Penix.
Yeah.
Their fates are sealed.
Yeah, I mean, it's that same timeline. Have a little bit of time to get hype and then disappoint and then hope you can reclaim it and then be like, no, yeah, it's just bad.
Okay, so here's
See
what's
ya.
going to happen. Oh my God, I'm reading this out of a book. This is written in script. Chiefs at Broncos. Bo Nix is going to kind of suck penis, but it'll be kind of a close game, and the Broncos might even win. And then a bye week, and then after Thanksgiving, the Broncos are going to skull fuck the Commanders into hell. And the next week, the Broncos are going to skull fuck the Raiders into hell. And they'll go play the Packers, and December 14th at Mile High between two contending teams with great defenses. Oh, it's a slugfest. Oh, it's fine that there's nobody scoring any fucking points. And then December 21st, they're going to beat the fuck up on the Jaguars because everybody scores 30 on the Jaguars. It's just what you do. And then week 18, or no, that's not week 18. That's Christmas Day. Oh, on Christmas Day, they'll play the Chiefs. Then they'll lose to the Chiefs on Christmas Day because the NFL will call in a favor. Then January 4th, when I'm hungover from my birthday, the Chargers come to town and we lose in the cold. And then you go to the playoffs. You can't bench Bo Nix in any of these games because in week 18, he's playing for the division and he made the playoffs. Playoffs? So then next year he'll start, but they'll be like, we brought in a backup that we like just in case. And then around week 6, they're going to be like, have you guys noticed that Bo Nix is actually a bad guy? He kicks puppies and does crimes. The problem is actually that his attitude's wrong and not at all that he always sucked at football for years. And that's when they'll make the switch.
We already got a little bit of that after last week's disaster.
True.
Like some of you mentioned it, of Coward and Chase Daniels, who are both big McVay guys. Or not McVay, Sean Payton guys.
Get your greens straight.
There aren't too many of them.
I agree.
It's impossible. But Sean Payton is, has a history with them, that they get along, and they were both like, man, I don't know this Bo Nix guy this week after singing his praises for the last year and a half. So
I just don't believe it. I don't believe they'll move on from him.
yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe that Walton money too will get him to start moving a little quicker. But I agree. Let's not bet on this game.
But if you were to think about making a bet, I would bet on the Broncos because Patrick Mahomes is terrible.
He is. I just feel like Bo Nix is worse than Mahomes.
Bo Nix is worse than literally everybody.
Right, by very clearly worse than him.
There are some war crimes that I'm not sure are worse than Bo Nix. Not all of them, but some of them.
And yes, the Broncos have an elite defense, but the Chiefs' defense is pretty damn good too.
Chiefs' defense is pretty good.
So, and at 4, leave it. Sunday night, we have the Detroit Lions going to play the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles -2.5.
The Bird Watcher was ever so pleased with us for betting on the Eagles last week.
Nailed it.
And I do love the Bird Watcher.
Are you about to make him sad now?
This is where we get you. This is where we sneak up behind you and get you, and you never see it coming. Who could have guessed that I would say Jalen Hurts fucking sucks and is terrible and is gonna ruin this fucking team again? Who would see it? Who could ever know? Jalen Hurts fucking sucks and he's going to ruin this team again. And I think AJ Brown might actually spontaneously combust. They have. People forget, A.J. Brown very legitimately could be the best receiver in the NFL, and we simply wouldn't know because they don't do anything with him. I hate the Eagles. Now, they got Jalen Phillips. 7 days ago, I tweeted, in the very short term, we are going to think it's very silly that a team could have Jalen Phillips for a third-round pick. Mm-hmm. It took 1 game. It took 3 plays before he was blowing up offenses. Jalen Phillips, top 15 edge rusher. Shocker. That being said, if there's any team that can handle a great defensive line, it's the Lions. Yeah. What the fuck did I do with... you remember that guy who got viral for 15 minutes because he did his morning routines that were ridiculous with his blue water bottles everywhere?
Sure.
Yeah, I got one of those. The Saratogas. I got a Saratoga water bottle. It's fucking good water. And it's all the way across the room and I slightly have the hiccups. We'll power through. I'm a trooper. Blue collar.
Holding in his shit, managing hiccups. You're a podcasting hero.
Nobody can do it like me. This is just that New York grit. You people wouldn't understand. I'm a New Yorker. My boss yells at me all the time because I refuse to do New York things like, say, Park Avenue. I'm like, oh yeah, I was on 4th Ave. And she's like, no, you weren't. It's Park Avenue. I was like, no, it's the 4th one. It's between 5 and 3. She gets so mad and I love it because I don't like it here. I don't. If anybody can handle the Eagles' great defensive line, it is the Lions. Dan Campbell's calling plays again. I think Dan Campbell might be a really good play caller.
Yeah.
That might be a thing. I mean, he's certainly an aggressive one. And every time Dan Campbell calls the plays, Jamison Williams explodes statistically and possibly also sexually, but I am not privy to that information. I expect Jalen Hurts to continue to suck. People forget the Lions defense is good against the run. They have a stout fucking defensive line and they got 3 linebackers they like, all of whom can tackle. And frankly, last year is kind of starting to look like a blip for Saquon.
It's starting to.
I mean, we're in year 8 and he's had 1 year that was great and then immediately followed that up with another year that's mid like all the rest of the years. I don't know. I'm not here to speculate on running backs that don't matter that much. But the Lions have a better pass game, a better quarterback, a better offensive line now, a similar defensive line, if not a better one, a better coaching staff, clearly. And the Lions have one key advantage, which is that Jalen Hurts does not play for their team.
Yeah.
We get the Lions. I'm taking the Lions money line now.
Yeah. I mean, I think since it's only plus 2.5 and there's less volatility in this game because they're both good teams, I'm good with it. Plus, I always worry about dome teams, especially when they're quarterbacked by Jared Goff when it starts getting late in the year. But it's supposed to be like mid to high 40s.
And this is also Jared Goff after 4 years in the NFC North. He's used to the cold now.
I'll always be worried about it because the first, 4 years he played football, if it was below like 50 degrees, he forgot how to play football.
Well, I mean,
That's
to be
an
fair,
exaggeration, but
to be fair, most of his career he hasn't known how to play football.
yeah.
He's recently become serviceable, but most of the time he has been bad. And even now, he's not good. He's just enough with crazy weapons, crazy offensive play design, and a crazy offensive line. But Jalen Hurts, all the war crimes are worse than Jalen Hurts, but certain battles are better than Jalen Hurts. Like, yeah, we lost a lot of good men at Antietam, but, I'd still rather that than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions have a similarly very good roster. The back end of their defense isn't as good, but luckily Jalen Hurts covers that for them.
That's the thing. Like, if you're gonna beat the Lions, it's because they have no secondary, and Jalen Hurts fucking sucks.
Yeah, like
Question: do you think? Because like we know the Bird Watcher is going to pretend like Jalen Hurts is good because all he cares is that the Birds win, and if they win, then everything is good, and every player on the team is good, and the coach is good. But do you think that all these other Birds fans who are not like the Bird Watcher and they say like, oh, Jalen Hurts elite MVP Super Bowl, he's fucking great, how you look at his record, do you think that they believe that for a second? Like, are they lying to themselves or are they just useless?
I think that they've created a specific reality in their head that lets them think that he's good, for the most part. I think there are people that are just like, no, it doesn't look great, but I still like him just because that's easier and they want to support their team. But I think there are other people that they've just, it's like the positive plays are all the proof they need and any negative plays are just propaganda or not his fault.
I think that the latter party should be rounded up and incarcerated.
Well, that's the thing about football is that we care about it a lot more than most people. Most people are like, "Oh, that's fun. Look at those guys doing that stuff. That's my city. I like that."
Yeah, but that sounds gay. What we do is cool as hell.
These strangers are disappointing me.
The stranger is disappointing me, and other people are perceiving it differently than me, and I don't like it, and I need to just watch how it happens a bunch of times and take notes to make it all feel okay. Cowboys Raiders? Yeah, no, that's the best bet.
Money line. What are the money line odds?
125.
All right. 2 units, or we'll revisit that.
2 units, but we will revisit because I might do more.
Tentatively 2. On the Monday night, we have the Dallas Cowboys going to play the Las Vegas Raiders. Cowboys minus 3.5.
Thoughts?
I would lean Cowboys just because I think they'll be able to, 3.5 though. I don't want to bet on this game. The Cowboys I think are even though their defense is truly atrocious, they're going to be able to score points, and the Raiders shoot themselves in the foot enough on offense that I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up.
The Cowboys will score at least 30 points. It's written. We've given the Cowboys a lot of shit. Everybody's given Jerry Jones a lot of shit. Their secondary is still bad, but you cannot run the ball on them now that they've added Quinnen Williams, that is. And what if they just sack Geno before he can ever throw? Jadeveon Clowney looks like Jadeveon Clowney again. Donovan Eazy-E Ezeriaku is the closest thing you can get to Micah Parsons without being elite. I mean, he's been balling out lately. I fucking love him. Just icing on the cake that he went to BC. I kind of want to bet the Cow. Now, 3.5 is too many.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't need to make it more difficult than it is. Here's what we're gonna do. We did this last week. It doesn't count for our betting record because it's a live bet, but we did this with the Chargers game and it worked perfectly. This week, when you're watching Monday Night Football, if the Raiders get the ball first and they make any progress, just monitor that line. If that line falls below -3.5, if that gets down to like -2.5, we bet on the motherfucking Cowboys. Otherwise, we pick our spots, right? The Cowboys will be able to score at will. When it comes down to it, they will score. The Cowboys may or may not be able to get a stop. I think they will, but if the game script is looking like the team that has the ball last wins, the Cowboys will win. Fair?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just scared because it's 3.5 on the road.
No, I agree.
Because I think the Cowboys, I already said it. The Cowboys are going to be able to score. We know that. Their defense is terrible, but the Vegas offense can't consistently pass at all. They can run okay.
But no, Vegas can't run at all. They can't do anything really.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I mean, when Ashton Genty gets in space, he breaks big runs, but their blocking is so bad that he usually loses yardage.
yeah. And Jackson Powers Johnson just went down too, who was blossoming a little bit, and a little bit they let him play.
Dude, I kind of want to bet the Cowboys more than a little now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Vegas is going to be able to score that much purely because they're just not going to be able to cleanly operate often enough to keep up with the Cowboys, who just have so much talent that they're going to be able to score a good amount. So, I mean, I don't hate it. It just feels like one where we're going to end up getting fucked on.
Look, in reality, it's a Monday Night Football game. I'm probably going to bet this bitch for fun, but I don't feel comfortable giving it out for the pod.
Yeah.
There will be a way to make money off this game live or with parlays, but now is not the time.
All right.
All right, let's do recap.
So currently we have 4 bets.
Fuck. No. Is that true? Yeah. Fuck.
But we have one at the top of the maybe pile. So right now, locked in, we have Washington over Miami. We have 2 units on that one, split between money line at +130 and a +3 spread. We have the Minnesota over Chicago -3, 1 unit. We have Arizona over San Francisco +2.5, 1 unit. And then we have Detroit over Philadelphia, money line 2 units at +125. At the top of the maybe pile, we have Cincinnati over Pittsburgh +5.5. We also have Dallas. We have Atlanta -3.5 hosting Carolina. And then I guess technically we have the Seattle Los Angeles Rams situation, but I don't know if that really counts in the maybe pile. So Cincinnati, Dallas, Atlanta. Those seem to be the other options.
All right. Best bet Buccaneers money line. No, I'm kidding. That's why we're having a hard time getting to 5, is because the one automatic bet has been stolen from us by the Buccaneers just being terrible. Okay. We're going to have a best bet on Washington over Miami, split it between the spread and the money line. That's 2 units total on Washington. We're going to have a best bet on Detroit over Philly on the money line. Is it 2 or 3 units?
I say 2 right now, but we can come back to it.
Okay, I agree with that. Arizona over SF, just 1 unit.
Yeah.
I don't particularly love it. Minnesota over Chicago. Is that 1 unit? Yeah, because it's -3. I don't like -3. 1 unit.
That's it. I think 1 unit for both of those is as much as I would want to do. So of our 3, I probably like Atlanta the least, just because it's still 3.5, so it's not an ideal number, and Atlanta scares me. Whereas Dallas, I at least feel like I know they're going to score points.
Yep.
And then Cincy, we have +5.5 in a divisional game. We're pretty sure Joe Flacco is going to be able to just feed the receivers and keep it close.
Or do we add the Chargers, who I think certainly beat the Jaguars, but laying 3 is scary with them?
That game I'm less inclined to, just because it's 2 teams that love to do stupid shit from time to time, and I mean, the Chargers are especially beat up.
You know what we're gonna do? I don't love 5 games this week. I like 4 games.
Yeah.
We're gonna bet on the Bengals plus 5.5, and the reasoning is fuck Joe Burrow. All my homies hate Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has low grade, and Joe Burrow has dumb horse teeth implanted in his mouth. And Joe Burrow wears his hair like a emo kid whose mom won't let him be emo circa 2009. And Joe Burrow is a disgrace to the name, and Joe Burrow is at best the second best quarterback on his roster.
Yeah, I mean it's a good number. I think we get a good handicap on it of Joe Flacco will be fine because the receivers are what matter and the line's solid.
It's going to be a high scoring game. Bengals are coming off a bye. Baltimore's overrated right now. Lamar Jackson hasn't looked good this year.
How are we on to Baltimore?
Fuck.
Pittsburgh.
That's even better.
Yeah.
What's happening is it's become 12:15 a.m. and there is still late night hockey on. So now I'm double distracted and I'm trying to recap a game I already handicapped. Yeah, it's Pittsburgh. We already went over it. Arthur Smith, dumb. Aaron Rodgers, total washed. No run game. It'll be a high-scoring game if Pittsburgh has a chance. We know that Cincy will score 30. If Pittsburgh has a chance in this game, it'll have to be high-scoring. And if it comes down to which offense is going to make a crucial mistake first, I think it's Pittsburgh. I don't really see how Pittsburgh scores 30 on anybody.
Yeah, and I mean it's 5.5. We got a lot of wiggle room there.
Yeah, let's do it. That's 1 unit. Should we up the units on either of our best bets?
I think if we're going to, we do Washington spread, and I'd be happy with putting Detroit up to 3.
You don't get rich being a pussy.
Sure, Goff could suck, and Jalen Hurts could have a good week of just chucking balls, but
Nope.
do it.
The Eagles
He doesn't
won.
do it.
Yeah, he won't do it. He doesn't. He's done it once in his career, and it was
It's
like a
just
month ago.
Like theoretically, he should. Like if he just did what Joe Flacco was doing in Cincy, they'd score 40 points a game.
Dude, I don't even think he's capable. I think he's legitimately the 3rd worst passer in the NFL, behind, of course, Bo Nix.
It's insane. Do you want to do Washington spread?
Yeah, so Washington plus 3 is going to be 2 units.
Okay.
Washington money line 1 unit, and then Detroit money line is going to be 3 units. And that's that.
Okay. So everything 1 unit except Washington spread is 2 and Detroit is 3.
Bang.
Sweet.
We fucking did it. This week is not great. I'm hoping that there's a lot of live bets because there's just not a lot of action.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll probably end up at some point live betting the Rams to win money line, but can't give that out on the pod.
Yeah. And Dallas.
But I'm going to be doing a lot of live betting. We'll figure it out.
This week is better, I think, for like watching football than betting on it.
Excellent for watching. And if it's good to watch, you'll find ways to live bet it. But I'm going to go live bet the Kraken and the Blue Jackets, which is, honestly, now that I said it out loud, I'm going to go take a shit and go to bed.
I was about to say, you don't have to do that.
I don't have to do that to myself. There are other ways. All right, I'll be shitting. And until next week, please bet on football games. Hasta.